We begin this morning with the new White House Chief of Staff, Reince Priebus, who joins us from the RNC headquarters in Washington. Let me ask you about the Secretary of State pick. What's happening with that now?
Well, there's going to be an announcement this week, and obviously we know it's going to be General Mattis, and what a hero. Someone that I think all Americans can look to and say, we're going to be in great hands with this person that I think all Americans look up to, one of the most decorated Marines of our generation, and someone who has a strategic mind, someone that's going to lead our Defense Department, and someone that's going to clean up the Defense Department and help President-elect Trump shape his foreign policy.
But what about the Secretary of State job?
Oh, well, that's a different story. Things are moving quickly. I don't think anyone can accuse President-elect Trump of not moving fast. We are. Great picks that people are seeing, a very smooth transition. But look, that one is just taking a little bit longer, and I think it's just fine. Everything doesn't have to happen all at once, but he's taking his time, making a smart decision, and we'll see where that goes.
Kellyanne Conway said that there would be a grassroots revolt if Donald Trump picked Mitt Romney. Do you agree with that?
Look, I think that Governor Romney is very talented, and I think what really we should look at is that we've got a president here in Donald Trump that wants to look at the best and brightest of America, regardless of background, regardless of past disputes that we may have had with each other. That's the past. That's the rearview mirror. We want to look through the front windshield, and that's what he's doing by talking to all these different people. I think that the folks out there across the country, and I think they are, should be encouraged by a president that really wants to build trust, and sort of in the team of rivals concept is something that I think is a good thing for America. But that's where Donald Trump's mind is at. That's where his heart's at. That's a great thing for this country.
Team of Rivals, the title of Doris Kearns Goodwin's book about the Lincoln administration. Let me ask you about the Trump style. There is this view among some I've talked to that he is most influenced by the person he talked to last. Do you agree with that?
No, I really don't. I think that what he is someone that likes to listen to lots of different opinion, lots of different people, lots of smart people. He'll talk to a lot of folks and just say, what do you think about this option? That's a good thing. But in the end, once he formulates his opinion, once he decides this is where we're going to go, he pulls the trigger and he moves. And that's why you see a lot of these cabinet picks, they happen quickly. But what you don't see is that there are days and days and days of deliberation and communication and conversations that take place before those decisions are made. All great qualities in leading our country.
You say he likes to take in a lot of information. He has not taken in as many intelligence briefings as previous president-elects. Why is that?
Well, but he is, and you know they have daily briefings now. And
is he getting them every day?
Flynn and KT McFarland. It's about every day. It's happening quite frequently, John, and I think those are just going to ramp up as we get closer to January 20th. But he's certainly informed. He's getting briefed, and it feels like every day. I'm not sure if it is every day, but it's a lot. And it's who he is. It's someone who studies and someone that wants to be informed, and it's someone who asks a lot of questions and listens.
Is he a details guy?
He is a details guy. I mean, he's I would say he's like the Socratic method guy. I mean, it kind of reminds me of being back in law school. He asks a lot of questions, asks questions about questions, and he will keep going until he's satisfied with the information that he's getting.
Let me ask you, as an incoming chief of staff, what do you do when he says something like millions of voters voted illegally in California when you know that that's not true?
Well, I don't know if that's not true, John. I mean, you know, I saw there was an article in the Wall Street Journal the other day, and it had a certain percentage of people that are voting that shouldn't be voting. There are estimates all over the map on that. And here's the problem. No one really knows. I mean,
but
you don't
think
know
millions
that's
of people,
not true.
You think millions of people voted
possible.
illegal? There is no evidence that it happened in millions of votes in California. I guess the question is, when you're president, can you just offer a theory that has no evidence behind it, or does he have to tighten up his standards of proof?
I think he's done a great job. I think the president-elect is someone who has pushed the envelope and caused people to think in this country, is not taking conventional thought on every single issue, and has caused people to look at things that maybe they've taken for granted. You look at the flag burning issue last week. I mean, this is an 80% issue. And then you watch the news media and they say, well, it's constitutional. Well, right, it is constitutional, but it doesn't mean it's not a subject for debate and discussion for the Supreme Court to revisit down the road. So I think that unconventional thought is something that has caused a revolution in this country, and which is why I think President Trump is going to go down in history as a really great president.
In the brief time we have left, the president had a conversation with the president-elect, I should say, had a conversation with the president of Taiwan. Did he believe that he was talking to the leader of a sovereign state in that conversation?
No, of course not. He knew exactly what was happening. But look, we've got a lot of problems to solve in this country, and we're not going to solve them by just, making believe that people don't exist. This was a 2-minute congratulatory call. He talked to President Xi over 2 weeks ago. I'm sure he'd be willing to talk to him again. This is not a massive deviation of our policy, but President Trump has made it clear that he's going to work with China, PRC, to make sure that we have a better deal, that we have better trade agreements, and that we do a better job in protecting the American worker. And he's going to continue to do it.
So courtesy call, not a change in policy.
Exactly.
All right. Reince Priebus, the incoming Chief of Staff, thanks so much for being with us.
You bet.